Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the virtual portion of Customer Contact Week. My name is Dustin Laitzer. I'm a strategic business consultant at Avaya. Now, customers are changing and customer experience is changing. Obviously, employees have always been a critical part of the customer experience that you deliver, but now more than ever, employees are even more critical to the customer experience and your success. Stay tuned during this discussion to learn 5 best practices you can action now to make your employees and supervisors more effective, productive, and add more value to your customer experience initiatives. We've only got 30 minutes, so let's get going. Up on the screen are people enjoying experiences that matter to them. This is really important for businesses to consider that each interaction, whether it's customers, your people, or teams, it's experiences that matter. Connecting people and things in ways that offer more immersive, more productive, and more memorable experiences. And by memorable, we mean feel-good experiences. Now that's the key. By offering technology that enables discretional effort and better outcomes, we can ensure that we can provide experiences that really matter to people in their own lives. I mentioned earlier that customer experience is changing. Let's dive exactly into how customer experience is changing. Organisations need to focus on effortless experience, and the effortless experience provided to a more demanding customer than ever, the everything customer. And the everything customer wants to be connected but left alone, treated equally but served uniquely, expected but unexpected, and fully featured but effortless. Really delivering on customer experience ambitions is more difficult than ever. The everything customer is part of the evolved experience economy. Organisations that are learning to serve the everyday customer need to lose their preconceived ideas on what generations are actually choosing as their channel of choice. What we are finding is, depending on many variables such as where I am, what device I'm on, how much time do I have, is this a complex inquiry for me, tend to drive the channel that they want to use for that situation. Organisations need to use analytics to determine when, how, and which channel to serve the everything customer, not the perceived channel of choice. Also, organisations should not have a preconceived idea that customer experience is applicable to the front line only. Customer experience is organisation-wide. It means embracing every part of the organisation, regardless of title or function. For years, customer experience only lived in the front line, customer touchpoints, the contact centre, face-to-face, airline cabin crew, those sort of things, and marketing. But what about those not in the frontline sphere? Take insurance industry for an example. Actuaries make changes to premiums, but it's usually only by the time the customer calls that the agent knows anything about those changes and has to deal with them. CX starts with everybody. When it comes to shaping the customer experience economy, customer perceptions and related feelings are the result of both the one-off and cumulative effects of all interactions they have with an organisation's employees, touchpoints, interfaces, systems, or products. The same is true for the employee experience. The employee's perceptions and feelings are caused by a one-off and cumulative effect of interactions with the employer's customers, partners, leaders, teams, processes, and tools. Employee experience powers customer experience. The bottom line, when employees are engaged and empowered, they apply discretionary effort in everything they do to boost customer experiences and drive results. Organisations need to work hard to keep employees engaged, motivated, and productive. The organisations that do that right will generate significant productivity and customer experience improvements. Satisfied customers are 3 times more likely to solve customer issues and problems than employees that are not engaged or motivated. According to Gartner research, companies that invest in the employee experience are also more profitable on a per-employee basis, not just by a little. They report 4.2 times more average profit than those that don't, and have 4 times higher profitability per employee. In a Gartner Customer Experience Innovation Study, Gartner identified that 86% of respondents stated that employee engagement was of equal or higher importance to other factors. Customer Think recently reported a study from Nemertes that found that 59% of companies had some number of contact centre agents working from home prior to COVID-19, and that number increased to 74% following the global lockdown. The question is, now that employees have gotten used to working from home, will companies allow them to continue to do so? And if so, what major factors are contributing to these decisions? The Nemertes study found that across key verticals like retail, 68%, and healthcare, 70%, employers are planning to allow their employees to continue to work from anywhere. The key reasons they cited included 57% of companies said it will improve agents' quality of life, which could in turn lead to lower attrition rates. 46% said it will prepare them for future disasters. The COVID-19 pandemic made many companies realise they are not ready for a major disaster. 36% said it is better for the environment to allow people to work from home. And 34% say that technology works better than they thought. In addition to these reasons, we all know organisations are having conversations around the flexibility of workplaces and their impacts on their current real estate. What do these reasons mean for an organisation? Well, they mean that as more companies support their contact centre employees from working from home, having the right solutions that will allow them to do their jobs and keep customers satisfied is going to be critical. Have you been thinking about how you've delivered your work from anywhere arrangements and if you'll continue? What impacts will changes have on delivering your employee experience and maintaining your employees as brand ambassadors? There's no doubt about it, employees are the face of your brand and have evolved into your primary brand ambassadors. Your organisations and your success depend on each and every employee. Now, as technology takes over routine functions allowing customers to self-serve, agents are now able to focus on higher value and more complex conversations. And there is no doubt that their jobs are getting harder. Research shows the top 3 challenges for agents are that 84% of employees say desktop tools are not effective. 8.2, this is the average number of screens that are navigated to serve customers. And 50% of employees have problems finding the right answers. Do you fall into one or all of these categories? Now, these are interesting numbers, so let's put them into a financial perspective. A contact centre with 300 employees can lose $1.57 million in lost productivity annually when their employees are forced to jump from screen to screen while serving customers. Wow, that is just an incredible statistic. So what's the answer? Organisations need to invest in their processes and tools so that they are thoughtfully laid out and easy to navigate, based on the type of interactions of the customer. Secondly, investment in artificial intelligence to assist, not just replace agents, in carefully considered interactions. More than 6 out of every 10 employees say that artificial intelligence helps them manage their work and predicted next best actions would be beneficial to the customer experience they deliver and their engagement levels. As you can see, engaged and motivated employees are the key to improving the customer experience that you deliver. There are many ways contact centres can improve the employee experience. We're going to share 5 practical best practices that you can start doing today to improve employee engagement and motivation, and thus the customer experience you deliver. The 5 best practices I'm going to discuss today are based on Gartner's strategic roadmap for customer service and support technologies. Now, this roadmap outlines 4 key pillars that organisations need to build into their customer experience programs, powered by artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. Namely, getting connected. This is all about designing better connections for customers into the organisation so that they can connect effortlessly with whom and how they want, in chat, mobile, or within an app. Second is orchestrating processes. This ensures that customers and employees have everything they need at their fingertips, including knowledge, subject matter experts, and real-time transactional and communications insights, so that each engagement is effortless and positive. The third pillar is managing resources. This is about empowering employees, connecting them with everything they need to ensure a positive employee experience. From recruitment to onboarding, from coaching and development, through retention, every aspect of the employee journey matters. And the final pillar is knowledge and insights. This underpins the customer experience. It's about getting insights, knowledge, guidance, and the next best actions to customers and employees to provide the best possible experience. Best practice number 1, give every agent a digital co-worker. Today we're entering the 4th industrial revolution where artificial intelligence, robotics, and the Internet of Things are transforming the customer experience. You can already see this change every day. Shopping via voice command, autonomous cars, and smart devices that keep you connected and always on. In the fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence will help businesses connect to their customers in a whole new way. Artificial intelligence is changing how applications work. The use of real-time artificial intelligence to optimize outcomes of customer calls is often referred to as conversational intelligence. But it's not all about absolutely automating every interaction. It's also about assisting interactions. We know artificial intelligence can use algorithms and intelligence to provide a real-time evaluation and analysis of the call, finding keywords that might indicate a problem, a potential upsell, or action to improve the customer interaction. But when assisting employees with real-time cues from conversational intelligence, they become smarter in the moment and can deliver far greater value to customers and their organisation. With conversational intelligence, employees can focus more on callers while relying on the system to analyse and suggest actions and make sure that nothing is missed during the call. Customers notice when employees focus on them rather than being distracted, even slightly, by some pending action, be it finding information or accessing other systems, and that translates into a better customer experience. When designing your digital coworker, you should consider assisted tasks that can perform as well, such as surfacing hidden or unseen issues during customer interactions, accurately identifying underlying sentiment during interactions, providing important insight into that customer journey. Look at how you can drive shorter and more effective interactions, even ensure the internal and external regulations or policies are consistently implemented and followed. And you can use that artificial intelligence to collect information and pass it to the agents. And if all those are not enough, conversational intelligence can automatically insert call transcripts into CRM systems. That'll save up to 65% in after-call work activities. The second best practice that I'd like to introduce is behavioural pairing. The best way to describe behavioural pairing is behavioural routing. It's like skills-based routing on steroids. Unlike traditional contact centres where callers are typically routed to the first available agents, regardless of fit, behavioural AI pairing identifies subtle, valuable patterns within human interactions and then intelligently matches customers with the best employee. This better pairing helps increase customer and employee satisfaction, leading to more successful interactions and measurable increases in enterprise productivity and profitability. So how does it all come together? By processing over 1 billion calculations per second to establish the likely behaviour of callers and employees and assigns the optimal pairings between the two. The technology examines data and commercially available information tied to customer identity to determine patterns of successful behavioural interactions and applies these patterns in real time to drive improvements in enterprise profitability and customer satisfaction. It's behaviour-based, analysing past and predicting future behaviours of both the caller and the employee. It's data-driven, looking at your internal systems, databases, CRM systems, and externally sourced information from third parties, including demographics, psychographics, profession, credit card usage, travel habits, income levels, and more. It's value and outcome orientated. External data is coupled with your internal customer information such as tenure, value, frequency of contact, and product purchase history. Now that data needs to be refreshed every 24 hours, which contributes to ensuring pairing accuracy and positive outcomes, mapping artificial intelligence and machine learning to constantly evolving and ever-changing customer and employee experience. Of course, the best employees do not always reside in the contact centre, so you can build a business rules engine to pair customers with the unique needs with the subject matter experts that reside outside of the contact centre. Best practice number 3. In today's contact centre, the volume of calls, contacts, and work can be moving targets. And when you factor in multiple sites, expanded media options, staff proficiency and preferences, complex work rules and types, and customer expectations, the task of forecasting and scheduling can become difficult to manage without sophisticated analysis. Traditionally, workforce management helps simplify the complex task of forecasting and scheduling, even with large numbers of employees, complex scheduling periods, and with many queues and staffing profiles. With workforce management, you can reduce costs by staffing appropriately to meet your workload, drive business growth and operational excellence, and improve employee effectiveness and retention. Now, the keywords in those statements are employees and staffing. Now that we're working from anywhere and have grown from a work-life balance to a work-life integration, workforce management needs to consider even more factors. Factors such as where is a person able to work from? Factors such as where is a person able to work from? Do they have more or less availability from these locations? Are they adaptable to working different schedules? Organisations have the opportunity to rethink the current models of the rigid rotating shift patterns and rosters to become more flexible, efficient and attractive to employees. We should be thinking about shift bidding, split shifts, part-time shifts, rotating other different roles or throughout that workforce as well. Now that we're living in that work-life integration, we can actually provide a lot more opportunity for our employees. And it's not just people who need to be scheduled. As more artificial enabled chatbots, conversational IVRs and self-service tools come online, these need to be considered and even scheduled into the workforce planning process. Now that mobile devices have become accepted and even preferred way for employees to communicate and work and perform their jobs, with more and more organisations adopting bring your own device, BYOD policies in the workplace, it just makes sense to empower your staff with the ability to manage key aspects of their job directly from their mobile devices. It's key to provide mobile-enabled employees with anytime, anywhere access to important scheduling information, along with the capabilities for requesting schedule change and to manage their work-life integration. Our fourth best practice is going to look at how to increase productivity and efficiency while working from anywhere. Now, traditionally, collaboration tools have been allocated to non-customer facing staff and primarily used for video and chat. These tools are actually primed for all roles working remotely, particularly the frontline and customer contact centre staff where they haven't been previously used. These tools are primed for all roles working remotely, particularly frontline and contact centre staff where they haven't been previously used. Running team meetings when agents are remote is probably the first use case you can think of, but there's more to it than that. These tools are fantastic for information dissemination via video, but also posts, tasks and other workflow tools. Gaining access to remote supervisors and specialists. In a contact centre, you can raise your hand, but when you're remote it becomes difficult and costly. An agent waiting in a queue to speak to a supervisor costs money and customer experience. Something like Avaya Spaces gives you the presence of the supervisor, but a way to chat, a way to share screen, a way to use video to learn and retain information and assistance. Now, maintaining a professional presence is a challenge. One of the top challenges of the new work from anywhere reality is background noise, barking dogs, construction work, device notifications. What you need is an AI functioning, and Avaya is able to intelligently detect speech and separate it from all background noise so that what users hear is speech alone. Now, this audio is crystal clear and perfect for real time and listening back. And with Avaya, you don't need an expensive noise cancelling device. You just log in and start talking. Our fifth best practice is to go beyond the contact centre and bridge that front and back office. Organisations now require a more collaborative, seamless customer service approach that breaks down the divide between the front and the back office, as well as engagement channels. Getting this right means leveraging workstream collaboration that replaces standalone conferencing tools and applications with a configurable workspace built on the top of workflows. There is no doubt about it, the back office is essential in the customer journey. Why? Because the interaction and experience doesn't stop with the contact centre. Now, we did some research earlier this year, and what we found was that the third most important factor in a buying decision was timely delivery. Yes, convenience of purchase, ease of purchase, very important, but the third most important thing, timely delivery. Yep, in the digital world, customers can interact or transact with the organisation at the click of a button. But what's the value for customers purchasing a product or a service at the click of a button if the parts of the business responsible for delivering that product or service aren't moving at the same speed? Or When it arrives, it's broken, or the customer can't install it, or doesn't know how to use it at all. The back office, and more specifically delays and errors in the back office, is one of the biggest factors impacting customer experience today. And if things go wrong, get complex or emotional, customers want to talk to someone in the organisation who can fix their problems immediately, regardless of which department they're in or what their title is. But here's the thing, most CX initiatives today are focused on the customer-facing process, resources, applications. Yet for most organisations, the back office sits outside of their CX transformation initiatives. Research we did showed that less than a third of organisations are integrating customer experience into fulfilment and delivery very well. You know, the tech is different, tools are different, apps are different, service levels are different. But in many cases, the rest of the business is not aligned to the customer journey, and for most contact centres, they have no visibility of what happens beyond the contact centre. Now think about how many back office functions don't even sit within your organisation. Who here relies on someone else to do your deliveries or fulfilment, or to provide feet on the street for your maintenance functions, or vice versa? How many have outsourced your contact centre operations? All this has a huge impact on customer experience because one of the biggest wastes of time is trying to find and get a hold of the right people. For us, this is absolutely critical because if you can bring the right resource to bear into the customer journey at the right time, not only have you driven up first contact resolution, so you've made your operation a whole lot more effective, but you've also fundamentally transformed that customer experience into one that's going to become a repeat experience. So for us, enabling the back office and bringing that into the customer journey is no longer a maybe we should think about it, is an absolute essential of any customer experience. There are two ways to address this. Converged collaboration, making sure that agents can collaborate with others in the organisation, contextual lists and presence and bring them into the conversation. To recap on those 5 best practices, they were 1, give every agent a digital co-worker. 2, match customers with the best employees. 3, optimise staffing and resources. 4, increase productivity and efficiency while working from anywhere. And 5, going beyond the contact centre. Now, you can have those 5 best practices in order, but if you don't have a thoughtfully laid out and easy to navigate agent toolset, you won't maximise those best practices. Your agents need a modern employee desktop. Earlier, we noted that a 300 employee contact centre can lose up to $1.57 million per year when agents are forced to jump from screen to screen. This also applies to smaller contact centres as well. A contact centre with 50 employees will lose more than $250,000 per year in lost productivity as a result of screen switching. So the stakes are high. It's imperative for contact centre leaders to find a way to reduce agent screen switching. In this regard, a new awareness is emerging that the quality of the customer service employee experience matters. When the employee experience is hindered by the tools the employee uses, the experience provided to customers will suffer. Thus, optimising the employee experience is a critical step in the delivery of a superior customer experience. The employee experience is impacted by a number of factors in the work environment. Among them are the tools the employee uses to work with customers and resolve their issues. Key among these tools is the agent desktop, which is the digital centre of interactions with customers and the gateway that provides access to individual applications the employee needs to deliver services. The starting point for deriving a competitive advantage is to give employees a comprehensive desktop that puts everything at their fingertips, rather than enforcing employees to consistently switch between disjointed tools and apps. Modern employee desktops should have all the necessary customer information, tools and apps on a single screen. This dramatically improves customer responsiveness and employee efficiency by eliminating that screen switching and manual processing to ensure employees have the right information at their fingertips. Moving to a single comprehensive employee desktop also delivers other benefits. One benefit for the management team is the support comprehensive analytics across the entire customer journey. As customers interact with employees, This is critical to the continual refinement of employee activities and the processes that support the customer journey. Another benefit is that with a single employee desktop, integration of other apps such as CRM is greatly simplified and the ability to use the right CRM data is enhanced. Integrating CRM data provides additional and valuable information for employees, which can help fuel their interaction with the customer. I hope you've enjoyed our short conversation today on the 5 best practices to improve the contact centre employee experience. No two organisations are alike and have the same set of challenges. I hope you've got some ideas today to benefit your contact centre today. After the session, for those who've opted in to receive information, we'll be sending a paper that covers this presentation. I'd like to invite anyone to reach out if you have questions or want to talk about the experiences that you're creating for your employees. You know what? I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in person at Contact Centre Week on the Gold Coast in February. Thanks again for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of the conference.